Hi there, everybody. This is ModuliStack. This is going to be a little bit of a fun game today. You see that I am here as the purple protoss in the upper right. That is correct. I am playing protoss in this game. And in the lower left is the orange zerg sioPao. I don't know if that means something in Chinese or something like that, but it's his name anyway. I think this might be a Smurf account because he actually has no League games played at all on this account, but you will see that he knows what he's doing to some extent. So I have been fiddling around with playing Protoss lately. Particularly, it is fun playing a matchup that you normally play, but in the reverse order. See that he is going for an extractor trick. So Overlord on 10, extractor trick on a scout right away. Wants to know what I'm doing. Why is he so interested in seeing what I'm doing? We will see in a moment. This game is between purple and orange, my two favorite colors. I don't know what that says about me, but Overlord moving across the map here. Don't know how I feel about this direction exactly. But I'm going to put down my first gateway there on 13, and shortly afterwards I should be... I have had my scout out for a little while. Scouted what he is doing, and I do not see a pool, and I find this very interesting. So there were some things I've heard In Control say recently about hatch first in this matchup, and notice I'm not working too hard to block this hatchery, and it's because I don't actually want to block this hatchery. I want this hatchery to go up, and you will see why momentarily. Doing this cute little move. Always good for Zerg to do this, try to block the cybernetics core. Of course, no cybernetics core is going to go up. I am going to put something else up, and I'm actually thinking to put it up outside of his vision. Yeah, so sharp move on my part. I was worried he was actually going to check this out, but this drone is just in patrol. So what I'm doing is I'm putting down a forge, and I'm chrono boosting out zealots. I think I actually canceled my gas. Now, this is far positions, so I shouldn't expect this to be as effective as it might be in other situations, but what I can do, and actually there's, let me just pause this for a moment. I think there's a little bit of a positional imbalance here because you can block off from behind the minerals here with one pylon, and I don't think you can, no, you can't do that here, so I actually just realized that when I got here, like, oh, I thought I had a nice place to put a pylon, but not so. Or am I wrong? Is that actually a block? Huh. Well, I'll have to figure that out after the game. This pylon is going up, and he does see it and pulls drones off right away. Oh, he only has 2 drones going to work in this pylon, and I don't know how I feel about that. He almost gets a nice run to my probe, but I do respond in time. And here this zealot comes out. Look at how late this spine crawler is in comparison to my zealot. Another pylon going up here, so we have to take this down. Big error, though, doesn't take out my probe. He should have been able to get that and prevent this cannon from going down. But now that's going to go down, and that's going to block some of the surface area on this pylon. So I do cancel this pylon, actually. Zealot has 2 kills, so I've gotten 2 drones already. Now I'm going to go to work on this spine crawler. Drones picking at the zealots, but drones, if you haven't noticed, not so fantastic against zealots. So going to get another drone kill. So I got 3 drone kills, and this photon cannon is going to go up. These Zerglings are not out in time. So you see this is a really deadly rush from Protoss, and had it done to me, and it feels pretty unfair. Incidentally, I have nothing defending my base. I haven't even started to tech. My macro is absolutely horrible right at this point. If it were better, I would be less scared of this. This is actually kind of worrisome. But what I really should have is I should have a cybernetics core down by now, and I should have this next zealot going right over here, and then I would be just fine. Even another zealot coming out. So maybe I should be pulling these zealots back now, but I do get a bit invested. Oh, and I don't quite get the Overlord. Unfortunate. So he is running for the counterattack. And so I actually just had a complete lapse of attention here. I was like, my money is huge. I should put down a bunch more gateways. Except the problem is that I don't have gas and I don't have a core. So those gateways are going to be of limited immediate use to me. In the meantime, he comes running up here, and now I have no money, or not as much money. Should be chrono boosting out a zealot right away. Not doing that. I think I was microing these guys away from the broodlings. In any case, I do manage to pick off these zerglings at the cost of looked like about a half a dozen probes there. And I have 5 gateways on the way, even though this is way more than the number I should have on the way. What I really need to be getting now is my gas and my cybernetics core. In the meantime, I have 5 zealots down here. I'm going to put an additional cannon here to sort of intensify the contain, and I'm going to move these 5 zealots up here. I'm guessing I can't move up the ramp, although I'm going to try to do that in just a second. And here I go. I'm going to see these 2 spine crawlers and leave immediately. And I do see that Roach Warren, so not the best placement there by the Roach Warren for him, because now I know that he's going for roaches. Of course, he has to go for roaches, because I have 5 gateways out of which to produce zealots. I have gotten my double gas. I still don't have a... Oh, no, my core is on the way, so doing just fine there. And I'm going to invest a little bit more money in this contain. I mean... need pylons anyway, so it just seems like too nice of a position to just fall back and abandon at this point. I think if I did this again, I would set up a little bit differently. I think I would have my zealots in an arc here to make it much harder for zerglings to run out towards my base. So, yeah, as I've made it clear, I do not play Protoss, so if you think that this is an absolutely terribly organized entrance to my base, you're probably right. Getting the +1 upgrade from this forge right now seemed like a sensible thing to do. I do have a bunch of zealots out on the field, and that will help them out a ton against zerglings, so they'll kill zerglings in 2 shots instead of 1. Oh no, I just clicked totally on a random place in the replay. Sorry about that. And as for the roaches, I actually, well, when a roach pops out, I will try to figure out just how good this upgrade is against roaches. Opening up the production tab, not making any roaches yet. Droning up, and that's a sign of a good zerg. You're in a terrible position, but you still need those drones. I mean, zergs usually are very reluctant to play on one base, and with good reason. One base zerg does not have a lot of options. But you can still get that drone count up, and when you are able to push out and expand, you will have all those extra drones. So I do like that move. Getting the second gas. Try to equalize these gas and minerals a little bit more. And now he is going to bravely push out to the ramp. I would have preferred him to move this spine crawler first. If I ran up the ramp right now, that would be kind of awkward for him. Getting a stalker to add to this little force here. And what else? I assume I'm getting warp gate. Yeah, I should be spending this chrono boost on that warp gate any second. Now, this is something I like to do, sort of set up a plane like this. I actually really like this cannon placement by myself. Oh, this stalker finally picks off that wounded overlord from earlier and goes after another one, so nice there. So anyway, basically any roaches coming down this ramp are going to be walking directly into both of these cannons, so I really like the fact that these are perpendicular to the line of attack. Again, I think I would like my zealots to be more like this. A little bit more vulnerable there, but can prevent anything from moving out. Finally got the warp gate upgraded, and it occurs to me that I've got a great contain. I'm in a great position. I have a ton of warp gates, so I can make a bunch of units and kill him if I want. But this is where I start to have a little bit of fun with the game. Say, well, I could kill him, you know, and I could warp in a bunch of units, which I probably will be doing in a second. But what if I can't? I mean, what if I move up and he's got a ton of roaches and all my units get killed and these cannons get knocked down and he runs up to my base? I'm not going to lose the game, but I decided, why don't I just pretend that I can't kill him right now and see if I can let this advantage just extend out through the game. That's a nice thing I like to practice. Sort of once you get an advantage, don't try to win with that advantage, but try to just hold on to the advantage and see what that advantage looks like across the different stages of the game. So it's a little bit like torturing your opponents. I have these 2 stalkers set up in the perimeter, by the way, and I like this. This is to make sure, if you look at my vision, I have this pretty well covered, so it's a little bit harder for him to sneak out overlords to scout or anything like that. And look at this, it's very interesting. He's gotten his Hydralisk den up, only a few roaches, so he feels secure on this ramp, and he's going to go for those Hydralisks. That will give him the extra damage per second that he needs to really fight my army. By the way, I'm setting up a sort of aesthetic position here. Zealots in a line. Again, would like to block off this area. And I'm getting my Nexus up, transferring my probes there, getting my ground armor level 1 upgrade, and just setting myself up for the later game. By the way, this observer, I did get this robotics facility for an observer because I realized, you know, I have no idea what he's doing. And at this point, I don't know he has Hydralisks. For all I know, he's going for a huge roach all-in, or he could be going for Mutalisks, or lots of things. I really don't know. For some reason, I rallied this observer to outside of his base instead of inside of his base. Notice my macro continues to be terrible, although I think I'm going to get that under control in a little bit. So I come in, and what do I see? What did I... Wow. Yeah, sorry, the B key is right next to the V key. So I come in and I see Hydras and Roaches, and this kind of surprises me. But what really surprises me is seeing these 2 Evo chambers.